You're going to have such an unusual sign at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Virgo. And I'm laughing, it's an unusual sign because it's going to happen in such a weird way, such a bizarre way, and something is going to be ridiculously funny when it comes to that particular sign that you are going to have. Something is going to be ridiculously funny. You're going to laugh like you haven't laughed in an absolute ages, my gorgeous Virgolini, and this is very important to you because at the same time it's just, this vibration, this energy, it's going to remind you of how things used to be in your life, and it's also going to remind you, most importantly, of a fun and a laughter and a genuine happiness. I'm not saying that you were miserable, I'm not saying that you were sad, but you will see exactly what I mean. And almost as if at that moment in time you are going to become aware of a certain aspect of your life, almost like as if you haven't been honest with yourself, at the same time, that something just basically just is going to be sticking out at that moment in time. And that is on one hand going to show you exactly what do you need to sacrifice, but then on another hand, when you have this unusual and really kind of strange sign which is going to kind of make you laugh, and that's why I'm saying unusual, because you're going to be laughing so much, and that's how everything is going to start. And what this sign is going to be about it's about what you're going to understand and what you're going to realize. You're going to become immediately determined, immediately. You will know at that moment in time what you want to do, because this inspiration, it's all about you feeling so inspired to carry on with your life, to carry on with something really specific, to carry on with your life, almost as if this is going to give you a little spiritual kick, kick up your butt, like a spiritual kick up your butt, basically. And that in itself is just going to really make you so determined to kind of move on with your life and to do and to focus on something very, very specific that means to you so much, but you were kind of keeping it aside, waiting for the right moment in time. So this sign is going to be your indication that now it's time, and you're going to be so determined, but because what you're going to see, what you're going to become aware of, and how you're going to feel and how excited you're going to feel at the same time. This is going to remind you of how your life used to be, but it's at the same time going to remind you of simple joys in life as well, and not to forget to kind of really have fun in your life as well, with lots of other things that you're actually going through. You need to kind of take care of yourself in that particular way as well. There is no point to live this life where we are constantly working and constantly doing things, and I know people can struggle and I know it can be hard, but at the same time we can always look at the bright side of on the bright side of things, on the bright side of life. And we must not forget about our own evolution, our own personal and spiritual evolution that requires from us to understand that we are changing and we are evolving, and we are always going to have certain challenges in life, but we must not allow these challenges in life to take the better of us, in such a way where we just end up doing something for such a long time, but then again maybe the life is being sucked out, sucked out of life. Of us, sorry, maybe the life has been sucked out of life, of us, sorry, when it comes to keep on going on a certain kind of level, and not necessarily forgetting about yourself, but neglecting certain things about yourself that are just as important to kind of let to unfold and develop, like everything else in our lives. So basic, what you're going to have, my gorgeous Virgolini, is at the beginning of this week an amazing inspiration, determination, and you will know exactly what that is. It's going to put you in such a mode where you are going to be thinking, oh my God, I need to make a really important choice, but I'm finding this choice really difficult. I'm finding this a little bit scary, because it's to do with that you making a necessary step into an unknown, but at the same time you will know that there is going to be a very hard work ahead, but it's what is going to scare you more. It's the kind of how many changes this is going to bring into your life, because trust me, this is to do with you making a huge, a massive, absolutely giant step here. So this is important, and your bravery is going to be needed at the same time. So when you find yourself facing this difficult choice, you are going to go in this, you will go in this mode of the actual contemplation. You will be contemplating how you're going to do this. And then suddenly you are really going to be surprised, because you're going to enter this mode of contemplation still thinking, oh, it's not going to happen, or still thinking in a negative way. And then it's going to be bam, bam, bam. Something is going to come to you completely out of the blue. How you're going to feel, you are really going to be surprised with yourself in the best possible way. And now you're going to feel very kind of adamant and very passionate and very strong to make the necessary move, to very, very bold move, a very brave move. And that move is all about you transforming the specific goal into the actual reality. So it's all about you transforming the specific goal into the actual reality. And you need to understand that you're going to be ridiculously confident about this. And what you also need to understand, that confidence is coming from somewhere very solid, somewhere very powerful within you. And that confidence is also like your very much so a powerful sign that you have got absolutely everything you need to make this move. And you've been prepared for this for the last 3 years, my gorgeous Virgolini. This is how big this is actually going to be. And even more so, this particular goal that is going to be on your mind, that you want to like really kind of transform into the actual reality, this is going to bring you one of the most successful time in your life. You know, this is going to bring you a great success when it comes to your finances, but when it comes to you making one of the greatest accomplishments of your life. This is not only going to reflect on your financial situation, doing the right thing, but it's also going to reflect on your overall quality of life. You are just coming back home to yourself, and you will do what you wanted to do for such a long time. You have found yourself like in just a little bit of a spiritual prison, my gorgeous Virgolini, because over a couple of years you've been just going forward, you've been fine, you've been successful and all that, but you've just kind of forgot something really specific about yourself. And what you forgot about yourself is to do with your future, it's to do with your future planning. Something was like really put on hold. So now you're returning to this and understanding the importance of this at this stage of your life and your spiritual journey indeed. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, you also need to understand that there is someone very specific that you need to reconnect with in your life. Not reconnect with, but spending more time with someone very specific, someone very important to you, very close to you, somebody who means to you so much, somebody who you genuinely love, and that person genuinely love you as well. So whether this is like some kind of a person, like a really great friend who you haven't seen for a while, or whether this is a family member who you kind of haven't been in touch as much. This is very important for you to reconnect with that particular person in such a way where you need to understand that you need to spend more time with someone really specific. And that particular person is also going to tell you something. They're going to surprise you with what they're going to tell you once you reconnect, if I can call it like that. You're going to be surprised what they're going to tell you. They're going to point something about you that only that person can point about you. They will be brutally honest in the best possible way, but what they're going to point out to you about you, it's something that you should put as a number one and do it immediately, as quick as you possibly can, because it's coming from someone very genuine, very special. It's coming from someone who knows you really well, but it's also coming from some kind of a person who is ridiculously psychic, but they don't understand this themselves. They don't understand that they're psychic, okay? So it's just coming from someone very deep and rather humble in so many different ways. That in itself is going to show you exactly what do you need to investigate further, what do you need to look closely, and also like what do you need to ask more questions about, you know. This is all going to kind of prepare you on something really specific in your life, that it's going to become more kind of important than you could have possibly imagined, and that is going to be highlighted at around the end of the week as well. well, because something else is actually going to happen, and situation on the outside that you're going to be looking at someone else, like a group of people, and then that you're going to be looking at something really unfortunate, some kind of unfortunate situation, and you will be able to apply this, what you've just heard, what I told you. It's all going to start making sense, because you're going to protect yourself in so many different ways just by doing this, just by finding out a little bit more. And that situation that you're going to be looking at the end of the week, the specific group of people that, you know, some kind of unfortunate situation that happened to them, this is only going to be like an added bonus, which is going to confirm to you what that special person in your life was trying to kind of make you aware of. And going back to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's basically, you know what, yes, there is going to be a bit of a hermit mode. You know, hermit mode is a very powerful time, because, you know, when we have a hermit mode, we go very deep. We, like, our subconscious mind takes over. Our third psychic eye, it's like, hello, my darling. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, we go really deep. But it's not only about us wanting to spend a little bit time with ourselves, but it's about what comes to us, which realizations. Because when we have a hermit mode, we want to be by ourselves for a day or two. We go very deep, we go very dark. It seems so, but it's not really, because we are going to the deepest parts of ourselves, and something is going to come to the surface. You're going to realize that you have to accept the fact that there is some very, very negative and very unhealthy attachment in your life that you need to deal with. Okay, so someone is like becoming a very unhealthy and very dark and very kind of very toxic element in your life. And you're going to realize through that hermit mode that, you know, someone is just keep on like kind of making you really, really unhappy. And someone is keep on becoming very toxic in your life, a very kind of unhappy and terrible energy. And what you need to understand is, like, if we live these lives and we are surrounded by the people who are really toxic and negative, this is no, baby, no. It's no way to go. It's no way to go whatsoever, because this is going to reflect on us, and it's ultimately going to affect our progress and our own personal growth. So this is why this is so important, that hermit mode that you will have, what is going to come to the surface is that you have to accept the fact who became a very, very unhealthy attachment in your life that is starting to create a rather toxic vibration and energy which is affecting you. And it's not only that, that particular person that I'm talking about, it's actually standing in between you and in between one of the biggest manifestations of your life. All right, you see what I mean? So until you realize who this unhealthy attachment is, you're not going to be able to kind of like reach such a powerful destination in your life. Okay, because that particular person, a rather devilish person, if I can say it that way, it's also this person has been standing for a while now in between you and one of the biggest manifestations of your life. So this is something to pay attention to. So as soon as you become aware of this, something is going to happen, and you're just going to carry on floating very powerfully with your manifestation. As soon as you become aware of who this person is, something is really going to happen, and I can tell you that then and there, you're not going to be able to tell this straight away, but it's going to take an additional 10 months exactly. You know what I mean now? So it's going to take an additional 10 months exactly from this moment onwards until you have one of the most powerful manifestations of your life becoming the actual reality. And this is going to involve you living your life in a completely different way, being surrounded by so many different new people, being surrounded by such a beauty, and being surrounded by things that you wanted to be surrounded, that you're not surrounded by right now. It's just to do with like an absolutely mind-blowing destination that you're about to land. So now, as soon as you become aware of who this person is, you cut this person out of your life, and you are gonna be able to carry on with your own process of manifestation, because otherwise you're not being honest with yourself. And if you're not being honest with yourself, then there are so many other parts of your own spirituality that are not going to correspond in a particular way. So by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's like, oh my God, you know what? You are a really kind of you know what, you are going to become fully aware of something, and what you're going to become aware of, it's really going to be so important to you as well, because it's to do with an important conclusion, and that particular conclusion, it's going to give you a reason for celebration, so you are going to really kind of have a reason for celebration, because you're going to become fully aware of, like, what you want to do. Like, when it comes to your future, there is something really specific that is going to come to you. There is something really specific that you will want to do. There is something really specific that you will attach yourself to. So it's some kind of idea when it comes to your future, and you're going to feel so adamant when it comes to that idea as well. And just remember that first of all, you're going to have some kind of conclusion at around the end of the week, and that conclusion that you are going to have, it's to do with an aspect of your life that was draining your energy over the last 4 months in particular. Once you become aware of this conclusion, it's going to give you a reason for celebration, because at the same time you are going to become fully aware of something really specific about yourself, which is going to reflect on your future. And now suddenly you're going to have this mind-blowing idea about your future, and it's like, oh my god, you're going to feel so powerful that it's like almost like wings are going to grow at that moment in time. You'll be flying like a baby, flying baby, flying baby, flying baby, flying baby. That's exactly how you're going to be feeling, my gorgeous Virgolini. So it's all about what you're going to become fully aware of when it comes to your future, some kind of idea, and this is going to make you your vibration to instantly rise. It's going to instantly elevate you in so many different ways, and at the same time you are going to get some kind of a really, really wise advice by someone really interesting. It's also going to give you a ridiculously wise advice, which is going to make your mind even stronger, which is going to make you aware of the certain truth that you want to seek further, which is going to bring you so much clarity, this wise advice that you are going to have. But it's also going to highlight the power of a smart leadership in your life, the power of your own self when you follow your intuition and when you do not ignore your psychic little messages that you have throughout your lives. This in itself, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's going to be absolutely brilliant, because this is a wise advice that you are going to have from this really kind of interesting person. It's also going to bring you so much clarity, especially when you find yourself like having so much of the actual fresh inspiration and the new direction which this is bringing into your life. Indeed, I like it so much. And one more thing I was going to say, my gorgeous Virgolini, my lord, you've been working so hard. You've been working so hard on something, and I can tell you that, you see this, like mind-blowing recognition. I need to show you this one, because this is also a great victory. This, what am I saying now? I know I always give lots of information, and I know I'm probably too much sometimes, but it's like, this is to do with like overall, with like your life in general, with your success, and with so much energy, bless your heart, that you've put towards something, and you kept going and you kept going and you kept going at a time when things were like, oh my god, so uncertain. And this is bringing you an absolutely mind-blowing accomplishment, my gorgeous Virgolini. You are about to be rewarded. You are going to be rewarded by the end of the week, and it couldn't have happened at a better time, because on one hand you're looking at these big changes when it comes to your future, like this amazing idea which is going to like kind of rejuvenate you, but then on another hand you're also going to get an amazing message of like the part of your life that you've been working on so hard for such a long time. So now this is all going to be towards like an amazing victory. You're going to feel so proud of yourself. You're going to feel so excited. You're going to feel so proud of yourself. The people who know you are going to feel so proud of you because of your own achievement. This is to do with an absolutely mind-blowing achievement in your life, but at the same time with a fantastic recognition. You're about to be recognized, my gorgeous Virgolini, indeed, for your hard work, but at the same time you're about to recognize exactly, which is even more exciting, what a massive, huge next step you are about to make as well after that moment in time. But you will only know this after you become aware of this amazing, amazing victory in your life. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards. They're absolutely massive. Baby massive, baby massive. Just ignore me, my gorgeous Virgolini. Baby massive. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, look at this. I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card for this week. Your oracle card for this week is going to be, oh my Lord, nature. You just need to understand you're going to feel ridiculously powerful connection with the actual nature. You're going to gain so much through the nature than you normally get, okay? And I say that you're going to get so much through the actual nature than you normally get is because we're always persistently connected to the actual nature. You know, we are part of the nature is part of us, and it's the same to do with the animals as well. So we you know, nature is extremely important in our lives anyway, but this week something really crazy is going to happen when it comes to, for example, reading the signs. You will be able to understand so many signs through the actual nature. Perhaps you will look at the sky, and then there is going to be like, oh my God, like some kind of angel in the sky or something like that. And it's like, oh my God, that's my sign. And then immediately pay attention to what were you thinking about at that time. This is a very good sign that you are seeing an angel. You see, what were you thinking at that moment in time? It's a good sign, and it's an optimistic sign, and it's a really positive sign that you should literally go for it, because it's connected to your spiritual journey. It's connected to your own personal path. And maybe you're going to be within the forest, and then you're going to look at towards the actual tree, and there is going to be like a certain shape in the tree that is going to remind you of something. Or maybe you're going to look at the animal. Animal is part of the nature. Animal may bring you like a very interesting message at the same time, you know. So this is important for you to understand that the nature is going to be speaking to you in so many different ways. There are going to be the signs that you're going to be getting throughout the actual nature throughout this week. But even most importantly, what you need to do, please, if you possibly can, to spend like a few minutes within the nature, in the forest or by the sea, by the river. You will, oh my God, it's like gonna rejuvenate you like you haven't never been rejuvenated before. It's so, this is what I'm talking about, very magnetic power when it comes to the actual nature. Not only when it comes to nature communicating to you, but nature also having a power to rejuvenate you. If you find yourself like really kind of stroppy or nervous or negative, go and spend 15-20 minutes in the forest, and you will see exactly what I mean. If you are having some kind of a problem, dilemma, and you don't know what to do, just like try to use the power of nature. It's going to rejuvenate you immediately by making you aware of like what the right choice would be. So I just need you to remind you the actual power of nature as well, and how we can get so much out of it when we want it, and when we understand exactly what is going on, what is happening around us, and how much we can actually gain through this. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.